So good morning to all. So in this study of mechanics of breathing, so we have discussed some of the definitions and terms of the lung volumes and capacities. So under that, so we are under the defining some of the measurements. So based upon the volumes and the capacities of the lungs. So here the respiratory minute volume, respiratory minute volume, and it is nothing but it is a measure of the overall output of the respiratory system. So this is a measure of the amount of air inspired during 1 minute at rest. When we are at rest, within 1 minute duration, how amount of air we are inspired. So that is gives the respiratory minute volume RMV. RMV. Similarly, we have a forced vital capacity. Forced vital capacity. It is the total amount of air that can be forcefully expired as quickly as possible after taking the deepest possible breath. So after taking the deepest breath, so if you take the deepest breath inside, so then we can release the forcefully, quickly release, okay, expires, okay, forcefully expired as quickly as possible, so that how much amount of air we are releasing or expired quickly, so that will give the forced vital capacity. Forced vital capacity. Okay, and the next one is forced expiratory volume. Forced expiratory volume. So it is a measure of the amount of gas that can be expelled in a given number of seconds is called the forced expiratory volume. So it will use with respect to time. So how much amount of gas we are expelled. So expelled in given period of time. So it is can be represented as a within 3 seconds. So for a given period of 3 seconds, how much amount of air is or gas will be expelled. So that like that we can represent from which percentage. We can also give in terms of percentage also. Okay, so and also you can give with respect to time. So how much of time period it will produce that much amount of the gas. Okay, next, so maximal expiration flow rate. This is flow rate, maximal expiration flow rate. So which is the rate during the first liter expired after 200 ml has been exhausted at the beginning of the FEV. Forced vital capacity. FEV is forced, sorry, FEV. FEV is forced expiratory volume. Okay. So maximum expiration flow rate. So it is the rate at which during the first liter expired after 200 ml has been exhausted at the beginning of the FEV. It refers the peak flow, so which is the maximum rate of airflow attained during the forced expiration. Similarly, we have maximum voluntary ventilation. So maximum voluntary ventilation or maximum breathing capacity is a measure of maximum amount of air that can be breathed in and blown out over a sustained interval, such as 15 to 20 seconds. So within 15 to 20 seconds, how much uh, amount of air, so maximum amount of air we are breathed in and blown out. So that can be represented by the maximum voluntary ventilation. given period of time, within given period of interval of time. So how much amount of air you will be breathed in and expelled or blown out. Okay. That will give the maximum voluntary ventilation. So with each breath, most of the air enters the lungs to fill the alveoli. So here we, so most of the cases, the air will be enters into lungs and fills the alveoli. So it is the end part of the this lungs. So bronchus. Okay. So however, a certain amount of air is required to fill various cavities of air passages. So a certain amount of air is required to fill various cavities of the air passages. So while inhaling and expelling, so most of the air while expelling the air, so entire air is not come outside. So some of the air will be present inside only. So while expelling or expiration process, we will exhale the air outside. So in such situation, so total air does not come outside. Some of the air will be present in the air passages. So air passages means the air which will be moves through the cavities of the lungs. Okay, the air which will be moves in which places, different places of the lungs. So that will be, we can call it as a air passages from the nose to lungs. Okay, and in that some of the air will be fills, some of the air will be fills. Okay, most air does not come outside. So this air is called as dead space air. The air which is present inside of the different cavities of air passages is called as dead space air, and the space it occupies is called as dead space. Dead space. Okay. So like this, we have some of the terminologies regarding lung volumes and capacities. And so in the next for the coming, so we'll see, so what are the different types of instruments which are used to measure the to determine the different types of volumes, lung volumes and capacities. So different types of instruments which are used to calculate the lung volumes and lung capacities. What are the different representations we are seen in the last class and today's class? So those will be determined by using some instruments. Those instruments will give the values of these lung capacities and lung volumes. Okay, so coming to the instrument which are used to measure the capability of the airflow and the measuring of these lung volumes and capacities will be called as spirometers. Spirometer. So spirometer is the instrument which is used to measure the lung volumes and the capacities. So the instrument which is used to measure the different airflow of the breathing system or pulmonary breathing system, pulmonary air circulation. Okay, so with this different lung volumes and capacities we can measure using spirometers. Okay, so there are different types of spirometers. So here the list is. What's problem with 30? So there are uh, there is a list of spirometers. So there is laboratory spirometers, wedge spirometer, electronic spirometer, and Branco spirometers. Okay, and the output of the spirometer is called as spirogram. So in the last class we have seen the lung volumes representation. The last class we have seen the different lung volumes using one figure. So I will show that one also. So this figure will represent the spirogram. Spirogram. So generally this spirogram will be calculated from left to right to left. So this spirogram will be can analyze from right to left, right to left. So in this is a spirogram. So generally the downwards of this one will be represented as a downwards from from right side to we are moving. So this is normal breathing. So when we are with the normal breathing position, so we will get this tidal breathing system. Okay, after that, if you can get you can get the forceful inspiration. Okay, so that is this one, and after that we can get the expiration process. In some cases we can record the reverse process also. So this is spirogram. The output of the spirometer is spirogram. The output of spirometer is the spirogram. So this is the most widely used spirometer for the respiratory volume measurements in the recording spirometer. So this is a water sealed spirometer. Water sealed spirometer. So this, if you see the figure, so it is consists of a mouthpiece. It consists of a mouthpiece, and here we have a drum, floating drum, and here this is the water. So this drum will be placed in the water, okay, and the other end of the drum is connected to a recording, connected to a counterbalance weight, and it is attached and a pen is a pen for the recording purpose is connected to a the pen is attached, not attached, it is just touches or writes on the recording drum. Okay, the pen which writes over the recording drum. Okay, so whenever uh, there is mouthpiece, so here in this case the variations will be counterbalanced by this some weight. So there is counterbalance by the weight. Okay, so suppose for a given this mouthpiece, by using this mouthpiece, the patient who is, so when we can breathe, um, breathing process, so then what happens is the air will be applies over this drum, and this drum will be moves up and down, and it is floating over the water, and inside we have a oxygen. So inside this particular drum we have oxygen. So whenever we can, by mouth we can take the air inside and releases through the that mouthpiece only. So we will collect the air through this mouthpiece. That is air here. It is the gas. So gas in the place of gas we have a oxygen chamber. Okay. So whenever we will inhale the oxygen by using mouthpiece, there is some variation in the displacement. There is some variation in the movement of this floating drum. So due to that, this drum will be changes its displacement, and that displacement will be connected to a counterbalance weight, and that change in displacement will be connected to pen, and that will be writes for the recording drum. So suppose when we will blow the air to the chamber. So in such situation, again this there is variation in the weight of this floating drum, and due to that, this pen will be moves its position, and that variations will be recorded by using this recording drum. You can understand. So by sending or receiving the air through mouthpiece from a human, okay, so he will inhale the oxygen and exhale the oxygen through this mouthpiece only, so through this tube only. So when the air will be uh, received or inhaled, or oxygen is inhaled, then there is some change in the weight of the floating drum. So and due to that, assume that some air is inhaled, it means the weight of this floating drum is decreases. Then what happens, this counterbalance weight will be pulls down, in such situation, this point will be moves over the recording drum. Now we can apply the forcefully or expel the oxygen towards this drum. Then what happens, some weight will be increases, and due to that, this drum will be moves downwards, and the counterbalance will be acts upward direction. In such situation, so there is a movement of the point or pen. So we can say is a recording pen will move upward direction. So like this, depending upon the capabilities of the inhaling and exhaling of the patient, so there is a change of the movement of the floating drum, and due to that, so there is a variations that the change in variations of the floating drum will be reflects on the movement of the pen, and that change in movements will be recorded in the recording drum, and that recording drum is called as a, here it is called it as a chemograph. Okay, this recording drum we can call it as a chemograph. Okay, and here this chemograph will be rotates at a speed, so we can adjust the speed of the chemograph, because this point will be moves just depending upon the variations, maybe up and down only, up and down depending upon the inspiration and expiration process. Depending on the inspiration and expiration process, this pen maybe moves up and down. If suppose this drum is not rotating, so what happens, all the changes will be occurred at the same place, that the recording will be done at the same place. So due to that, we have to rotate this drum at a certain speed. So that speed may be maybe 32 mm of 32 millimeters per minute, and 160, 300, 920 millimeters per minute. Okay, per minute it will be rotate around 32 mm. So displacement of 32 mm. Like that, number of variations will be there, speeds will be there. Okay. So 160, 300, 920, like that we have different speeds. So according to that, the drum will rotates slowly mm. Here it is mm, millimeters, not revolutions. Per minute it will be moves 32 millimeters and 160 millimeters, like that different speeds, rotational speeds are there, and according to that it will rotate. And at the so it will rotate, the movement will be linear. The pen record will be moves up and down, whereas drum will rotate in angular fashion, and by rotating in angular fashion, and the pen will be moves depending upon the applied pressure. Okay, so and due to that the pen will be records the variations. Okay, and that graph will be used the spirograph. Okay, so this is based upon the water seal parameter. So based upon the we will use the water. Okay, so in on this water, this floating drum will be moves, and that movement is corresponds to how much of air will be inhaled and exhaled through mouth, not nose. Okay, mouthpiece. You can say it is mouthpiece, or you can easily understand when drug and dry test, they will be consider how much of alcohol you are consuming, so that will determine. It is one type of the example. So how much of it is a type of this parameter also. Okay. So with that we can understand easily. So this is just a schematic diagram of that water sealess parameter, how it will be like that. So this is the mouthpiece, and here it is this is the water seal, and this is the bell. So this is the water, and this is the floating drum. So in the place of floating drum we have a bell. Okay. And by inspiring and expiring process, this bell will be moved, and this bell is other end is connected to a wheel rotational displacement sensor. Here it is. So this bell or the drum will be connected to a rotational displacement sensor. So in place of recording, so this is connected to other end of the recording. Okay, so in place of recording we can also connect a rotational transducer. So rotational displacement sensor is connected to this pulley type structure. So when there is a variations will occur, that variations will be reflects on this sensor. The reflection, the variations will be reflected in this sensor, and this sensor will converts into the electrical signal. So here the rotational speed or rotational variations or rotational displacement will be converted into electrical signal, and that electrical signal will be amplified by the amplifier, and that will be can be sent to a record. Again we can record that variations. Okay, and also you can process further process, you can send it. Okay. So like this, we have an arrangement that we can get the variations of the inspiration and expression process. So by obtaining this output, we can analyze. So what are the different volumes and capacities of the expiratory volume measurements. So how much of air is to be inhaled and how much of air is expelled, and flow rate. So that can be measured after obtaining the recorded output. Okay. So this is water seal spirometer. So in some cases we don't have any. So another type it is there. So there is a wedge type. So wedge type of the spirometer. So in this wedge type of spirometer, we don't use any water. So there is a two pans will be there. So we will use in place of drum, we will use a two pans, PANS pans, PANS pans. Okay. So one pan is in between. We will fix a chamber by using a tube. Okay. So flexible bellow will be there. So in that particular pan, we can use a bellow, and that bellow or rubber like structure. So when we will use the forcefully inject or forcefully inspire or expire process, so that bellow will be expands, and that expansion will be measured with some displacement measurement sensors. So here, so that tube will be able to uh, pump the air. Okay. So when it will be inspired or expired, so there is a variation in the its pressure variations. There is a one is fixed pan and another is the variable pan. So this fixed pan side we will allow to pump the or allow to passage of the air. Okay. And release the air. Okay. So other side of the pan will be just movable type. Okay. When we will push the air or what we can say is pump the air, this bellow type structure. So there is a displacement will be occurs, and that variation in the displacement will be recorded over the recorder, or we can convert that into electrical form of signal, and that electrical form of signal will be again we can convert into recorder like a to obtain as a spirogram. Okay. Similarly, when we have inhale, that tube will be compresses. Inhale, the tube will be compresses. So then there is a decrease in displacement. So that change in the displacement will be recorded, and that particular final output will be represents the abilities of the breathing capacity and lung capacities, and that output is proportional to the both volume and airflow. And another one is electronic spirometer. Electronic spirometer. So in the electronics, so anyone please respond. So are you getting in the screen any? What is that? Please move this window slide like that if you are getting anything. Are you getting visible that one?
Yes, sir.
అప్పుడప్పుడు
Please
కనపడి
move this,
కాసేపు స్లో అయిపోతుంది.
yeah, please move this window away like that you will getting.
Yes sir, we are getting that.
Okay. So how it is getting? So coming to the next one, electronic spirometer. So in the electronic spirometer, the processing of the collected data will be based on the CPU, that is the digital form of the so based upon the obtained signals. Suppose here in this case electronic type of spirometer, we have a flow sensor, signal conditioning device, data acquisition, CPU, and from the CPU we can send to monitor display result with the digital report, and we can also send to algorithm for diagnosis and feature extraction. So by using this algorithm for diagnosis, it sends to CPU and feature extraction. We will identify one particular feature of that particular response. Okay. So in this case, we will use sensors. So you can identify when you just like a turbines. So you can understand. So in the small age, so you can experience that. So when we will prepare a windmill, yeah, windmill. So when we forcefully moves with the opposite the air, so the wind will be rotates. Where the paper wind will the paper fan will be rotates with the opposite direction of the wind. So like that, so there is a turbine will be there, turbine fans. So for small breath, force of the small breath, so that turbine like structure will be rotates. When we forcefully apply the air to that turbine like structure, so it will be rotates. So depending upon the amount of the force is applied, it will rotates. The rotational of the that turbine is proportional to amount of the force is applied. That rotation of the turbine will be measured. How much rotations it will be done. So it will be connected to some tachometer. Okay. So like that we have some sensors. So turbine like sensors. Okay. So similarly we have so heated wires. So there is a wires will be heating. We will heat the wires continuously. Suppose when we will apply or we will apply air pressure or air force over that heated wire, what happens? The temperature of the wire will be decreases because we are applying a cold breath or okay. So we are applying some breath which is which will make those heated wires decreasing its temperature. Okay. So like that process also we can uh, measure this uh, the amount of the flow rate of the air. So here initially assume that the wire is having certain temperature. So it is measured by using some thermistor. Now we will apply some air which is to be analyzed. Okay, we will forcefully send the air to the this heated wires, and due to that, what happens? This air will be makes the decrease of the temperature of the heated wire, and due to that, the temperature at the heated wire will be decreases. So that change in temperature will be measured by using some sensors. That is, here in this case, we can consider it as a thermistor. So thermistor will be gives the variation of the temperature changes. So the temperature changes corresponds to how much of air you are inspired and expands. In that process, how much it will be changes. So the change of the temperature will be corresponds to amount of inspiration and expiration. So that variation temperature will be calculated in terms of the electrical signal. So that electrical signal will be further we can make amplification or further signal conditioning. Here signal conditioning is nothing but it may be amplified, it may be attenuated. Okay, or we can analyze. So depending upon our required output, we can make it as increase or decrease. So depending upon the obtained input signal. If the obtained input signal is very small value, we have to make amplification. We have to require the amplification should be applied. If the obtained voltage is a very high value, so then we have to make decrease the obtained signal. So for that we can use the attenuators. Attenuators. Okay. So those components will be present at the signal conditioning section. So in the signal conditioning section, will be sends the signal whether it is amplified or attenuated signal. It sends to data acquisition system. So in the data acquisition system, so this data will be transferred from one place to another place. So this data acquisition system will be converts. Suppose the obtained signal is in terms of analog signal, it converts into the digital form of signal. If the obtained input signal is a digital form of the signal, it converts into analog signal. So for that it has both ADC and DAC. ADC is nothing but analog to digital converter, and DAC is nothing but digital to analog converters. So this data acquisition system will have both the components. So depending upon the type of the input, the type of the output which is obtained from signal conditioning. So for suppose we have to record the continuous form of the representation, we will get the continuous signal, and digital output signals also will obtain. Okay, so most of the cases it is required to convert analog form of the signal to digital form. Most of the cases. Okay, so that digital form of the signal will be applied to the CPU of the digital computer. Okay, from there the signal will be sent to monitor the display result with the digital report. So we can observe the on the display. So in the display you can observe what is the variations of the input. So what your inspiration and expression. So how much capacity it is there. Okay, from that we can analyze the obtained output waveform. We can analyze the different flow rates of the air. Okay, we can also get in digital report also. Okay, and we can process the algorithm for the diagnosis. Suppose in the process of analysis you can have other signals also. Suppose by inspiration or expression you can also get external pressure also. It may be. Okay, the obtained waveform is a combination of the both the signals, unwanted signal and the required signal or desired signal. So unwanted signals should be separated from the desired signal. So for that we have to extract only the desired signal. So for that we have here, this is the feature extraction. Extraction means we have to get the required output from the number of combination of the inputs, combination of the signals. The obtained signal is having wanted signal, I mean desired signal, and noise signals. You may assume that it is noise signal. So from that we can identify or extract the known signals or desired signal. So like that we have feature extraction, and that particular feature of the signal. Only I require this particular type of the feature only. You can understand the meaning of the feature. Okay, so like this there is the interpretation will be there from the obtained signal. You will apply these algorithms for the diagnosis. So based upon that interpretation, it will produces the output. It will show the digital output. So this is the typical spirogram. So this is the when we will take the slow inspiration process. So this is the waveform obtained from the spirometer, small variation. So after that, we can take fast variation, fast inspiration and expiration process. Fast inspiration and expiration process. So this is, and this is the medium size. You are taking, you are inspiring and expiration is the